happy. Pearland.
Pearland, Texas.
They're pretty good. How about you?
What's up, guys? I thought I would do a live. I know I haven't done live watches of the games because the Braves have been playing so well. I did not want to be the jinx of it, kind of like last year. But after such a great 5-2 homestand, yeah, today was annoying and a missed opportunity, obviously, but Charlie Morton has been king of the hill. Charlie Morton, 11 strikeouts and 34 strikeouts in the last two starts against the Mets and the Astros, and those lineups are nothing to sneeze at. So really, really good. Really, really good feeling, especially coming back and walking off last night, so that this loss doesn't feel as annoying, except for the fact that the Phillies bullpen did Philly bullpen things today, being up 4-0 and then 7-4, then a rain delay, and then losing 10-9 because Martinez had a 2-homer game. So that's kind of annoying, but I think you sign up for 5-2 against the Astros and Mets every day of the week and twice on Sunday, even though 2-2 in the eighth going to Dylan Lee. I think that might have been 4 out of 5 for Dylan Lee, but I think it would have been 4 out of 5 for a lot of the guys. I would have just preferred probably keeping Tyler Matz again to face the lefties and see what happens there, because he hasn't worked as much as some of those guys. And Dylan Lee has already said earlier in the road trip, or the last road trip, that maybe he's working on figuring out how to do What's Up Hudson do 3 games in a row. But I think the entire bullpen is almost on that, like 3 of 4, 4 of 5, that kind of thing. So I don't know. And Houston had some soft contact devil stuff as well today that we got away with yesterday finally, but Houston did today, that ball off the bag against Jackson Stevens in the 9th, of course. But it's Sunday. It was a day game, and that's what the Braves usually do. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that the Braves played Ozuna today because obviously it's gross. Anyway, you slice it, but I mean, there's not a void in contracts, which I don't know how that's not a thing. Ozuna has been awful this entire year, and then of course the arrest or whatever. I was talking to my dad, and I think that I agree that we're struggling in day games, but I looked it up a couple of weeks ago, and they're like only 16 and 19, but it feels like we're 1 in a million in day games. I don't know. We did win back-to-back day games the last couple of times, so no, I wasn't a fan of Ozuna being in the lineup either. I just think the Braves are in a rock and a hard place. I wonder if we can just send him down to AAA and just let him stay there. I don't know if you can do that, though, because there's no void in the contract. We still owe him $41 million. So, I mean, yeah, you can release him, and I hope that's what we do once the legal process plays out. But I honestly, Ozuna put us in a crappy spot, and I don't appreciate that, and I don't like that we played Ozuna today at all, but you got to give Cunha a day off of his feet. I would rather see Heredia because at least it gives you a chance. Defensively, you like it better, and you could cheer for him if he actually does something good, but honestly, any of us in this chat right now could probably put up a better at bat than Ozuna has. So I don't know. It's just a really gross situation, and the Braves are in a really bad spot. And I hope the legal process plays out quickly so we can just have a resolvement or make it Ozuna make the roster Ozuna proof somehow or something. Because I don't like it, but with Eddie Rosario's hamstring being a little bulky, maybe that played into it. But honestly, if we don't play Ozuna and we don't phantom IL him or whatever the case may be, we're basically playing a man down. So that's not fair to Snit. That's not fair to the team. So it's a gross situation all the way around. And as for the NL East, anything can happen. But the Mets have a super, on paper, obviously, easy September. So if we don't, and within the next couple of weeks, it's going to be really hard. But obviously, anything can happen. And we've been playing phenomenal baseball. So I can't really be. I can't. Yeah. So I want to say yes, but it's going to be an uphill climb. But we've also seen the Mets do Metsy things, so let's hope that happens, and let's just keep winning and doing our thing, and let's hope we don't have to rely on the Phillies to do anything positive because they really don't. They didn't even have to face Scherzer or DeGrom, and they went 1-3. So that didn't help us out. But I mean, the way we won last night's game, which I didn't think was going to happen, and then we do have the Mets 3 more times at home. So if we can keep it close and keep it 3-4, 3-4, and hopefully cut some stuff down, we do have a chance. I'm not saying we don't have a chance, but it's just I think we have a little bit of a tougher road of it, and every MLB game is tough no matter who you play. I don't care what it is, especially now because teams like to play spoiler and such, so hopefully that'll happen for the Mets. But we do have them 3 more times at home, and we're playing really, 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 really good baseball right now. So, and obviously the bullpen management is what it is, but it's funny to me. I agree that we always don't agree with Snit's moves and all that stuff, but once a move is made, it's made, and he's either gonna look like a genius or a dummy. And I think we read too much into it. I did not realize that Dylan Lee has struggled this much in August. He has 12 strikeouts but 9 earned runs in August. So, and we relied on him a little more than typical. So maybe it's the workload thing. Also, it doesn't help when relievers go into slumps because it's usually the biggest situations that happens. And when it doesn't go well, obviously we're all frustrated when that happens. So, but yeah, using Jackson Stevens and Dylan Lee in back-to-back high leverage like that. I know the lefties, but I would have just preferred Matic to see if he could. I think he only had 12 pitches in the 7, so that would have been my preference. But I don't know how anyone manages a bullpen because you're either, like I said, you're either a genius or not. So it's one of those things. And I think even if we went 162-0, somebody have some complaint about something, and we've just been playing too well for me to be too angry about a 5-2 homestand against 2 of the best teams, and definitely the best team in American League, bar none. So that's my thought there. I also the Michael Harris extension, absolutely love it. But Michael Harris has got to find a way to lay off those breaking balls because they found the hole and now he's got to plug it. Because he's not going to get a fastball. He's got to get himself in better counts to force pitchers to come to him because he can crush fastballs. But right now he's a little chasey on the breaking balls, and obviously that's going to happen. You're going to go through ebb and flows. But 8 years, 72, can't get any better than that. And so.
What do you remember about standing on first base and then looking at Caden and what was going through your mind?
That's my. That's just my thoughts on that. I'm really, really happy to have Michael Harris that long because, yeah, people may say it's undervalued or whatever, but the Braves are putting together a heck of a core and they want to stay here and there's a reason for it. So I'm really, really happy about that. Really. Vanilla with Hershey sauce is my go-to there with the ice cream machine. So I hope Travis got some for his walk-off last night. That was awesome. So I'm really happy about that. I hope that we flip Austin Riley and Matt Olson again because I did see this on Twitter and then I was thinking back in my head that it would probably be a good idea because Riley doesn't see any lefties anymore and he crushes lefties, and obviously teams are going to the point getting to the point where they don't want him to beat them, obviously, and that's a good thing. But I think if we flip Matt and Riley, it'll help Riley. Obviously, he wasn't going to stay as hot as he was in July, and he's still a dang big presence. So no matter what there, but that's just my preference on the lineup. Kirby Yates, I think last night was probably his best inning as a Brave. The one ground out, strikeout, 1, 2, 3, easy breezy. I think they're just trying to kind of ease him into it because Tommy John and he didn't really get off to the greatest of starts, so you're kind of trying to balance the high leverage situations versus just getting him feeling good about himself, especially as a reliever. That confidence can quickly fade if you keep putting your team in holes and such like that. So it may be a weird usage, yes, so far, but I don't know that Kirby is kind of found that rhythm that you can be like, yeah, we can put him in any situation and feel confident and comfortable, because I think his movement on his pitches is finally starting to bite like he wants it and feels really good coming out of his hand. So hopefully he can build off that. But the uses are that's a really tough thing to manage, especially for a guy coming off Tommy John and things of that nature. So I'm not really concerned about where we use him. Today might have been a place, but again, you've got the lefties with Alvarez and I can't remember the Kyle Tucker there too. So I think again, Kirby's going to be a big piece, and I think last night was a big step forward into his confidence and hopefully the coaching staff's confidence to continue to throw him out there in high leverage. But we got the Pirates next, and then a big series with the surging Cardinals, so we'll see there. Big big road trip. We finally have a day off after the Pittsburgh series. Hopefully we can just kind of impose our will on the Cardinals and see what happens. The Pirates and see what happens otherwise, but just keep winning series. That's all you can do, and just keep stacking W's. So that was nice.
Favorite athlete, probably Kobe Bryant, whole Mamba mentality.
I love the Little League Classic. It's nice.
Favorite food is fried chicken. Favorite food is spaghetti.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna be a huge role, but it could play a huge role depending on Dylan Lee, because obviously, like I said earlier, Dylan Lee has struggled in August, and I didn't realize until I looked today, and Twitter made sure that I knew that Dylan Lee was struggling bad. So he might be hitting that wall, kind of, because he hasn't been used this much. So it'll be interesting. So he could be. So Kirby Yates' role could even expand in that way as well. But if our starters continue to go deep, it should help us. But our bullpen had been used a lot with the Mets and with the Mets and Astros. I think almost everybody except Tyler Matzek had at least pitched 3 out of 5. So I don't envy any manager trying to figure that one out. And that's the one thing that you're like, I wish we had Jesse Chavez. I wish we had Jesse Chavez in that type of game.
Excited to be out here. I can only imagine the questions y'all are asking.
Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah, and like I said, I think relievers are, I don't know how they do it, because once you get in a slump as a reliever, it's the most lonely situation because you're going to get blamed. I mean, there was some soft contact. There was soft contact. The Alvarez single, he just kind of muscled it. And then the walk to Bregman, that's annoying. And then the Kyle Tucker, just, that was bad pitch, but it just happens quickly as a reliever. And when you're in a slump, you know it, and everybody knows it. So, but who knows?
This is the first game I've ever had that does that.
For the kids.
Odorizzi has not impressed. No, he has not. But he's gonna get a chance tomorrow against the Pirates, and he's kept us in ball games. Not necessarily the Mets against Scherzer, because you pretty much have to pitch perfect. But I do appreciate that Odorizzi has been brutally honest about how bad he has been, and just giving up meatballs and things of that nature. I think he might end up in the bullpen as a long relief guy in the long run, but it would be nice for him to put up a good one here soon and hopefully tomorrow, because we really need it, obviously, and it would be just a good confidence boost for Jake, because he wants to do well coming over to a new team and in that nature. So, and it's been pretty simple. He's just left meatballs, and he hasn't really pitched in enough, I don't think. But obviously, you can't with a 92-93, you can't really you can't really get away with mistakes like 97-98 pitchers can. So, he needs to get it together, and I think he will. Having Mike Soroka build it back up is fun. 60 60 pitches today, gave up a couple runs, but came out of it pretty good. Ball's coming out hand really well, and coming off that amazing start in Rome, building that up, that's nice to see. And Ozzy going on the road trip, build up his build up his baseball activities. And once the September call-ups, hopefully the legal process with Marcell Ozuna's played out, so we can have some clarity on that situation. Because again, he's on our team right now, and with Eddie Rosario's hamstring still balky. Like I said, I addressed it earlier, so I don't want him to be on the team. I don't want him to get plate appearances, because I think any of us in this chat right now could put up better plate appearances than him. But it is what it is. It puts the organization in a bad spot, because $41 million is nothing to sneeze at. So I addressed it earlier, but that is my stance on Ozuna. But again, it is what it is. And I really hope we can see Mike Soroka in a big league game this year. I don't know if he'll start. I don't know if he'll relieve, but it would just give me the warm and fuzzies, like I like to say, if we were able to make that happen. It really would be awesome to see, but who knows? But Charlie Morton striking out 34 batters in the Mets and Astros. That's doing some work, because they are the toughest teams to strike out. I didn't like his sequencing in that third inning, second and third. Second and third, and 2 outs, and then walking Gurriel, and then just trying to get me over fastball to Yordan Alvarez. That didn't work, but bouncing back after that was so nice. So, and you hope you score more off your Urquidy, but he was just as good. So it is what it is there. Yeah, I mean, Ozuna has been gross, and it's just not good. But other than that, that's all I'm gonna say on Ozuna. Yeah, I think Charlie finally has officially found it, and him doing it at 38 years old, it's amazing, but it doesn't surprise me. And him being this solid going down the stretch again, that is when you want it to happen. So I'm never going to be sad about that. And you almost think about picking up that $20 million option for next year if Charlie wants to pitch again, because he's earned the right. Honestly, if he does, he's just been absolutely phenomenal. And for Max Fried, nothing would surprise me with AA. It really wouldn't. The 2 contracts of Austin Riley and Michael Harris, those kind of came out of nowhere, even though I expressed my interest in wanting Austin Riley and him be able to get it done, and the value we got there, and Michael Harris. Max, yes, I think you go 5 years. 5 years and such. I think the Marlins signed Sandy to a 5-year $56, so maybe you can go off of that as as a blueprint somewhat. Dansby, I would love to have come back. I really would. But the Freddie agency type thing kind of scares you a little bit. But the difference here is Dansby is a local kid. He loves Atlanta, bleeds Atlanta, and I think Dansby and AA. I think Dansby is going to be more upfront with what he wants, and if he wants to stay here, he will be a Brave, as we've seen with these latest contracts and things of that nature. And I think I would trust Dansby more because of even when he struggled at the dish, and he hasn't struggled much this year outside of April. But this is probably his most consistent year, obviously, so it maybe scares you a little bit to give him like 5-100 or 6-120. But the consistency in his defense, the leadership, especially with the shift going away, you're going to have extra athleticism up the middle and trust in that defense, because you're going to have to there are going to be more holes to plug, so to speak. So that's going to be a big factor, and I think that's why I lean toward yes, I want Dansby back, because the leadership, the consistency at the plate is just an extra bonus, and I hope that continues. But 5-100 with an option, maybe that I would sign up for that quickly. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Orioles? I get the.
I just feel I really want it because Trey Turner is not as good defensively as Dansby, and again, the shift going away primarily really constitutes a defensive guy, and the leadership that Dansby shows every single time there's a mound visit, whether it's Rick Kranitz or just the catcher, whoever that may be on the given day, Dansby's always there, and he always says, hit it to me, and he always says the right thing and has a great head on his shoulders and is helping Vaughn Grisham with the MLB lifestyle. And Vaughn Grisham has struggled throwing defensively. I think he had something along the lines of 50-some errors or something really big. So I would honestly like to have VG move to left. And I know we have Eddie Rosario 218, but you got the DH, and so hopefully you can put Eddie at DH, not have to worry about Ozuna depending on what we do there. So that's my thoughts on Dansby and Vaughn Grisham. Vaughn Grisham, I don't even know what to say. That kid has impressed me to no end, really, because the plate discipline, the walks that I think I remember him striking out like maybe 3 times so far, probably more, but the great at bats, and I think that's where he and Michael Harris VG's got him a little bit on that. Because like I said earlier, I think they found a little bit of a hole with the breaking ball stuff. Michael Harris has got to somehow find a way to start laying off some of that breaking ball stuff to get himself in fastball counts, because they're going to exploit it until you tell them. Pitchers are going to exploit it until you tell them they're not going to happen. So, he's got the plus smile, and apparently, according to Travis, he's got some jokes and he keeps them loose He and of course Money Mike with his meows and such. But yeah, I moved VG to left. I know he hasn't played left, but Austin Riley did it, and there's still rumblings that he wasn't going to stick at shortstop anyway. And now if we were able to sign Swanson, then you can make that work. Trust me, you can. And with our coaching staff and their ability to quickly make that happen with Eric Young and stuff, I'm here for it. And then you have Eddie Rosario. You could put him at DH in years next year and beyond, or next year, because we have him for 218. So that's the thing as well. And this is my mom, and obviously this is dinner. It's hamburger and baked potato and green beans. So pretty simple, but a Sunday staple that always does the job. So, but yeah. Yep. And I think most of you that are in my chat right now know the dinner, and that's how I do. I eat cheeseburgers, just not tonight. That's not. I usually just eat cheeseburgers from like McDonald's and stuff. So. Yeah, but Grisham has really exceeded expectations and like skyrocketed them. Even though when and if he gets into a little funk, I'm not worried about the kid at all. And having Ozzy on his way back really helps that as well. I don't think he goes anywhere, so that's an interesting thing. And Edgar Adrianza is in AAA right now, rehabbing from his sickness or whatever the case that was. So it'll be interesting. Cheese is a must. Is a little bit of reach, but it depends on the food. Yeah, it. I wonder if like other teams are just like, really, you found another one? Like, and I'm almost like that because even the people like Bryce Elder, Kyle Muller, like every time somebody comes up from double A, triple A, we threw a triple A rotation at the Marlins and we're able to sweep them with 2 day games in there. Mind you, I know the sun wasn't necessarily out because it was a dome, so maybe that's why we actually didn't have some dumb things happen because day games are just that way. But yeah, I know, and like we by the rankings we have like the 30th ranked farm system, but again we continue to bring them up and they do something positive every single time. So it's kind of an embarrassment of riches. And I almost, obviously hindsight's 2020, but when Freddie Tarnock came in and that mop-up thing against the Mets, I really wanted Freddie to start that, and maybe we could have had a better chance because 97 and 86 there, and he's been nice in the what do you call it? In AAA, he did the piggyback with Mike Soroka today, and I think had 3 innings, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, no walks. So Freddie Tarnock could play probably in September as well, depending on. Also, Darren O'Day somewhere in the minor league abyss somewhere. I don't know if he'll play factor at all.
Sure was an awesome day. You can just see the joy that Brandon Hyde not only took in the day, but really the joy that Brandon Hyde is taking in the Orioles this season. It's been a rough road. He has weathered the storm. Bogarts puts this one in the air and should be an easy play for the first baseman. A little more difficult to see. Nearly had it go behind him, but instead, Mountcastle makes the play. One of the reasons the Orioles defense is better. He's been consistent at first base. Tomorrow, World Series games, winners bracket game for you. Chinese Taipei and Panama. We'll start things off.
Really happy for the Orioles. As they play in the Little League Classic right now. Wouldn't they be winning the AL Central right now? That's just nuts. But to see them be relevant again and Adley Rutschman kind of bringing that energy and the love and fight in the baseball, it's just better when the Orioles are better. I don't know why, but it's nice to see.
So guys, I asked Rafi Devers before the game about the best question he got from a little leaguer, and he said that one of them asked if he could trade shoes. And Devers looked out at him and said, yours are a little smaller than mine. So no, we can't trade shoes.
But yeah, hopefully the Yankees can figure their stuff out, but obviously they have to face Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom, which is never a fun task, but we will see.
On the ground, and that's another one, an easy play for the Orioles defense. It looks like Kramer has settled into a little groove here. Here's J.D. Martinez. Let's get to know J.D. a little better.
Favorite athlete would have to be Tom Brady. Coolest place I traveled to would be Africa.
Oh, no.
Favorite TV show is Entourage. Favorite actor?
Probably Bacon.
Probably be Denzel. Favorite singer? Maybe like Bob Marley. My favorite baseball player when I was in the Middle League was Miguel Cabrera.
You see that, right? All of that.
Probably bacon is my go-to topping for almost anything, but burger definitely.
For J.D. Martinez, and that's not cut off in left field, so J.D. Martinez will end up at second base.
On
his birthday now.
Yeah, it's a.
Martinez has at least one hit.
Yeah, he's worried. Well, of course, my uncle working for the Yankees, they're worried. I did go the last couple of weeks ago and saw the family and talked a little bit about the Yankees, and of course they're in the midst of those struggles. But the funny thing is, my uncle really can't. He's one of those that really can't watch them because he just can't do it. Like, he gets way too nervous. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, my dad is a little bit worried. I mean, but like we both know every time the Braves or Yankees struggle or any team struggles, and the worrisome part for the Yankees is the fact their bullpen doesn't have defined roles, and it feels like their entire relief corps is struggling. Like, even the pieces they added, Aroldis Chapman is not Aroldis Chapman of old. Clay Holmes being hurt again. Like, when it rains, it pours. And I did not realize that they've been shut out like 9 or 10 times. That doesn't help. And I think another part of my uncle's inability to watch them, like, just for the nervous, is because he knows a lot of these guys. He interacts with a lot of them, so it's kind of like a parent or a brother watching a family member play. So yes, all of my Yankees compadres are worried. And I'm a closet Yankee fan. Like I don't broadcast it or anything, but since they're in the AL, I can I can have a little bit of happiness. But of course, if it ever ends up Braves Yankees, it's Braves 1,000%, and you don't even ever have to ask me that question. But yeah, the Yankees are just a weird team to follow, being so good and then turned as bad as it has. I don't think the Yankees fans are spoiled now. I mean, they haven't won in since 2009, so boy, did we dodge one. We dodged one with Josh Donaldson, though, didn't we? And I was so not happy when it wasn't a 2-year 20, and it was like a.
Is it as bad as what happened to Game of Jones?
Too bad we didn't get that lucky with Marcell Ozuna, but Josh has kind of been on the struggle bus.
Crying, laughing, all the time.
The smiley face.
Probably the.
Did I go off the record here?
Yeah.
Off the record? Poop sign?
Yeah.
Can't make a poop face, but just a laughing face.
Probably the smiley face and cowboy hat.
Smile loud.
Yeah. The adjustments to the schedule will be nice. Seeing every team, even though Chip says that about every broadcast, I agree with him. It'll be fun to see different teams and all teams.
We now joined by Christian Roy, the second baseman. The Red Sox is playing on the shortstop side of second base.
Yeah.
Urias bats here on a 1-0. Wow. It's automatic. Look at that.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, man, we put the earpiece
That's
in
true.
the microphone, Christian,
And
what happens?
if I remember correctly, that Ozuna, like the negotiations, we weren't like running to sign him or anything. So maybe we had some reservations. Obviously, maybe those were right, because usually when we want to get something done, we did it quick. But those it lasted a while. So maybe there was something there, and obviously it's played out the way it's played out. But
it's heart's kind of racing thinking about it a little bit, so it's cool stuff, man.
yeah.
Talked about when they saw Williamsport and see Little Leaguers, it brings them back to when they were kids. They talked about
I mean,
their dads and the way they learned the game. Oh boy, you have any of that?
Oh no, for sure. I mean, when I was younger, that set the foundation for myself.
the bad part about it is,
Really good,
Coaching. We on.
Same here.
I mean, none of it is the Braves' fault. I mean, none of it is. Ozuna's just made some really dumb choices and hasn't played well at all. So there's no reason for us to even like entertain it. And obviously the $41 million is why. But
Yeah, we have this real interesting. I don't know if I feel comfortable with it or not.
yeah, I don't
Not having that go out.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah.
avoid in a contract if it's the player's fault. I mean, because everybody's mad and yelling at the Braves and Snit, but we've been basically playing a man down since I don't know when's the last. August 14th was the last time Ozuna played. So, and with Eddie Rosario's hamstring and all this stuff, like, it's just gross. But, yeah, 11-2 in the last 13. You take that any day of the week and twice on Sunday, and I think Twitter criticizes anyone criticizes anyone and everyone just because, and Chip makes it pretty easy. Chip is just kind of who he is, and
obviously they've got some guys who've been in the AL East now, playing against some really good competition. Obviously, there's a lot of competition all over the big
yeah.
leagues, but, yeah, man.
I would hope so.
They're real.
Yeah, they're real. They're real. They're a good team. So
That you could add a void or something, because this isn't the Braves' fault. Yeah, we signed him to the contract. Are we stuck with it? Yeah, but we didn't do it. I don't. Chip's fine. Chip can get annoying with the same stories like Nimmo. Was it Nimmo that didn't play high school baseball in Wyoming? The Brooks Conrads, but it's funny. I don't really dislike Chip at all. I think it's funny. He's a great big time moment caller. I hate that he chips me a lot. I don't like that he can't read a fly ball, but BJ, Brian Jordan, oh God, that's a different story. That is a different story. Like, no, Brian Jordan just, ugh, that's like nails on a chalkboard for me.
Especially the kids, have fun. You know, do as much as you can. That's my advice.
Did you pitch in Little League?
I did. And then I threw 18 strikes right down the middle. I didn't throw hard enough, so the ball started getting hit off the wall. And then my neck started to hurt a little bit, so I stopped pitching. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just throwing 70-mile-an-hour beat balls right down the middle. Here, hit this as far as you can.
Your neck started hurting?
Oh yeah, just my neck whiplash. Watching the balls right on my head. Oh boy. Oh, baby.
What else did you play?
Frenchie, I really like.
Florida, yes, sir. I played basketball and football.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep,
Chip is what Chip is. I'm fine with it. Like, he can annoy me, but I'm like, okay.
Love football, man. Love playing football. Pick up, oh.
What was the communication you and Bo had? I assume that's who you were before that.
BJ. I love when BJ's keys to the game are hit singles, and then the Braves end up hitting like 12, have like 15 hits, and 10 of them are extra base hits. I love when that happens. And the fact of the matter is, like, you can tell when Peter Moylan's doing it or something how quickly annoyed he gets with BJ, and I don't think BJ really adds anything at all. And I like him as the pregame and post, but he talks too much, I think. So, Joe has been great. Joe has been great at the radio, so I can't fault him there. Yeah, Ben and Joe are amazing. Ben has been a huge supporter of mine, so and he's just phenomenal at what he does. So he might get one of these days get a shot at the TV booth if Chip ever hangs it up. But Chip is fine. Chip does. I mean, he has his things, but at this point, it is fun to make fun of him. I'm not going to talk about Ozuna anymore. I covered that as deep as I can cover it, but yeah. You can go back and watch if you want my comments there, but Ben's voice is legendary. Just like Casey Motters was. May he rest in peace for our PA. It just feels weird not not hearing his voice, but that's been nice. But Ben is just the best in the business, and they roasted Ozuna big time on the radio today, so that was nicely done. Yeah, maybe. Well, if it spells the end of Ozuna, I'll be happy to have Ed here back for sure. If it spells the end of Ozuna, but I just hope he's back, he's healthy, because whatever that was, the viral infection is kind of scary. So hopefully, I do know he's on a rehab assignment, so that's good. But the way VG is playing, he doesn't have to rush back. I will say though, can we like send Ozuna down, or is that a
You can have this kind of summer, guys.
What are you talking about, Mike? What? Just because Michael Harris has swung at some breaking balls? I don't get that. And Michael Harris just had a big double last night to help us in the win. So yeah, he's gonna go through his struggles. So is VG, but that doesn't mean you can't trust them. There's ebb and flows in baseball, no matter who it is. So. Yeah, it does. It does. And I know repeating as World Series champions is hard.
Of their 50-plus games left against the East, Kike Hernandez on a long throw from third is retired, and there's one down. So this hole's about 2,400, but get some seats outside. So hey, people can pull up those chairs and sit and watch Major League.
Well,
no traffic to do.
I don't know. I mean, I think VG's here to stay. I just do. We may send him back to play a little bit of left, maybe, but I think he's earned the right in here to stay. And every major league player goes through struggles. I mean, Austin Riley's still Austin Riley, but has struggled a little bit more. So it's.
I think what's really cool is what the commissioner said. Every year you have a set of different kids
100%
coming in,
fresh,
different audience.
So,
different
I mean,
teams.
And what I was saying is, I know that repeating as World Series champions is very, very, very hard to do, and I want us to 1,000%. And if we do, we might create the Yankees of maybe dynasty-wise. What's up, Garrett?
His staff,
but I mean, we're on our way, and just the way we've been playing has been insane, especially after that kick in the teeth of the Mets series up there, losing 4 of 5. I mean, there was a lot of factors there. The Travis Darno injury, the Max Fried injury.
And every time it sort of lightened up, it then got hard.
Yeah. To respond the way we did, that speaks volumes. It really, really does. So that's mental fortitude if I've ever seen it from a baseball club. And honestly, I mean, I didn't expect us to win yesterday after going down 3-1, but we did. And then today, the Astros are too good to give them too many chances, and we gave them a lot of chances with the extra walks and some bad bounces today. So, and they're too good not to take advantage of it. So I'm not worried about that at all. Just don't need a letdown against the Pirates. You don't need one. But again, spoilers. Those type teams like to play spoiler. Look at the Cubs.
What do you think of the pitching so far, Kramer? When you think about the Orioles, they're great defense, good. They're going to need some.
So we'll see there. I think I covered everything. Any other questions or comments or?
He's a strike throwing machine. 16 out of 18 first pitch strikes.
Baltimore is up.
He was part of that deal from the Dodgers in the Machado trade. And there have been a lot of folks critical of some of the moves that the Red Sox have made.
Yeah, that was typical Phillies bullpen stuff today. Yeah, the ice cream machine and how excited everybody was with it. Kenley Jansen and Travis. Again, I'm a full chocolate, but I also like vanilla with Hershey syrup for sure.
Significant was the word he used. Increase in spending. That's going to be important for the Orioles moving forward.
Poecki punched out. Cody's right. Back to back looking. Dahlbeck. Back Poecki.
Good seeing you too. Garrett, and thanks for watching all my vids. The support's been amazing. Getting 100,000, just crossing 100,000 views this week. Obviously it helps with all the good play and the good extensions to talk about and everything, but I wouldn't be a certain person in LA didn't had some problem with the ice cream machine, so they ended up taking it away. But or that's the story I've gotten. I don't know if it's true or not, but yes, go whoever plays against the Mets for sure. Go whoever does. But yeah, getting 100,000 views. Trying to figure out the watch hour thing. Still haven't really figured that out, but I love what I do, and you guys make it super fun. So it's been incredible. So thanks for all of that.
The Orioles have continued to soar even after trading fan favorite Trent Mancini and closer Jorge Lopez. The Mount Rushmore of this Orioles team: Rutschman, Santander, Mullins, and Mountcastle. Not as well known as Roosevelt, Jefferson, Lincoln, or Washington, but they are indeed.
Yeah, it really is a good time to be a Braves fan. Hope you have a great night. Good for you, Joseph. With your recaps, keep them coming. Yeah.
History of the world.
Gotta love adulting. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you chose a good dog name and Chipper there. That's cool. But yeah, 100,000 views is really cool. I don't know how. Well, I do know how, but it's been super amazing. It's a lot of people. I don't know that many people, and for it to do what it's done for me. The friendships I made and the opportunities it's afforded already. It's been amazing. So
I don't remember what Vegas had as far as the
Chipper is apparently a good animal name as well. So there you go on that.
Are you kidding? They didn't really add that much during the offseason. Of course you have to take the under. That didn't look too good.
Not now. But you think about the horrible.
Well, I don't think anybody thought the Orioles were gonna be this good, but since they are, gotta give them credit, and I'm happy for them. Very, very happy for him because we all know the rebuilds are
Just stay consistent. Be the same guy every day. Before that, it's not easy.
next time I come to a game, I don't know when that will be, but I will let everybody know, and I'll figure something out. How about that? Because I don't know. Just logistically, it hasn't worked out recently for me to come to a game with family and all that. But yeah, I will let everybody know, and I'll figure something out. Whenever that may be, it may be next year. I don't know. But I can't wait when I do or whatever. I've always, since I started my channel, I've wanted to, but again, logistically, it just hasn't worked yet. But I can't wait till it does. At some point. But let's see. But yeah. Yeah, I live in Charlotte, so it's. Yeah, sure. Going to the next World Series ring ceremony. Yeah, how about that? Yeah. Pencil me in.
Enormous fan of Hyde and what the Orioles team looks like and how they
for that.
So Roller Bogarts waits for it to bounce a few times, so he makes a play.
Yeah, I've lived in North Carolina my entire life, so. Born here, raised here, haven't left. Yeah, it's done the job. It's been good.
I love it. Look like there's got a little wave going here behind home plate. They can make a good time out of anything. You get 12-year-old boys together.
I have 4 brothers and a sister. I'm the youngest, and yes, they are Braves fans. One of them is an Astros fan as well.
An area in which they're living together for a week and a half.
But yeah, full Braves. With one Astro in the mix, but he's also a Braves fan. So. But yeah, I'm the youngest of 6.
Tell you this, it's the purest World Series. These kids are making friends for a lifetime, and now, especially with the communication aspect of it, they can stay in touch.
North Carolina is a good place to be.
Friendships, Team Australia, regiment throughout the week.
Yeah, they were. My nephew just really likes Jose Altuve, so as in like his size, and not that he cheated or whatever, but the baseball player and such. So that's just how that. But yeah.
All that melty cheese you crave with double the steak is back at Taco Bell. The double steak grilled cheese burrito.
Whew. Nebraska, nice. Iowa. Were you close to the? Did you go to the Field of Dreams?
I'm just embracing introducing my new philosophy.
Are you close to the Field of Dreams or?
Archer, you're gonna get us all killed.
Yeah, at least he'll die doing what he loves.
Being educated.
FX's Archer. Premieres Wednesday at 10 on FXX. Stream on Hulu.
That is the funnest. That is one of the good things that MLB has done.
They cried.
The Field of Dreams. Obviously not the matchup, but that in the Little League Classic.
Like knights sworn to protect our kingdom.
Ooh, that's fun. Going Dublin. That's cool.
We'll be back tomorrow, right? Yeah, but it'll never be today again.
Why? Why won't we have a Field of Dreams next year because of the matchup?
So you're good at hitting home runs, right? I've never hit a home run in my life, but I've gotten close. Oh, let's go. Let's try it out. No, hit a home run.
Oh, that stinks. But yeah,
You're so young.
that's kind of a bucket list thing. But if they're gonna take it away, that kind of stinks. But construction, okay. But if they were gonna do that, they could have at least given us a good matchup in the. But I guess you don't know how teams are gonna be at the beginning of the season, so. But I still watched it, but.
Fan leadoff hitter will start the 6th inning for the Red Sox. Framers pitched well. He's given up just the 1 run. Got the strikeout total that vetted a 7.
Oh crap!
In the ballpark.
2-1 Baltimore.
At bay, doubled by J.D. Martinez.
So
Learning curve is
gotcha.
like, how do you develop?
Stupid construction.
You have to learn for yourself. You know, and a sports psychiatrist can't teach you. Your pitching coach can't teach you. You have to be on that mound and just have that light bulb effect for yourself that you can throw strikes. You don't have to be perfect. So probably the toughest lesson for any major league pitcher starting out. Yeah.
You gotta get off that DH thing, man. But if I could change one rule, if we have to have a runner in extra innings, I would put the runner at first base. At least to start. At least to start, or give me the bottom of the 10th as this, or the 10th inning as clean. But yeah, that would be the one rule, and obviously I discussed this earlier, but putting a personal conduct clause in every contract. That would be another thing.
Team from Hawaii. I love the story I heard today about Dylan Tate of the Orioles coming up to you and asking you for an autograph. Tell us about that story from your perspective.
Yeah, that was cool. He just came up to me. He was telling me about.
I did not see that, but I could see a challenge system with strikes and balls, kind of.
But he ended up asking me for my
So.
autograph. I was so flabbergasted.
Oh, well, that's because they have the pitch. They have the automatic robot strike zone, I think, in the minor leagues, I think. So that might be a thing.
Well, I had like a short talk where it was back and forth a little bit with Christian Arroyo. He's a cool guy. Very, very great personality. I like how he he plays the game.
I think
we're showing video of you here rolling right now. What's it like? You have basically a front row seat right here.
Well, I've never seen that. Maybe they added the challenge system in AAA or something.
It's cool. This is definitely the closest I've been to a big league game. I almost feel like I'm in the game.
So that's cool. I appreciate that there's changes and stuff like that. because the CB Buckners of the world, the Will Littles of the world, the Angel Hernandezes of the world, there needs to be some accountability, and I feel like the excuse me, the umpire scorecards and stuff show us how good or bad they are, so there should be some repercussions. I think I would prefer a challenge system. That way there's still some strategy in it, but I think we're going to robots eventually. So
I think I got his autograph too as well on my hat. Thing is, I'm not really too sure which ones are which. They're all like somewhere. They're all scattered on my hat. So
I mean, so I hope that has.
Congratulations. Have fun. Thanks. Carl, back to you.
Thank you. He is a terrific kid, a great pitcher, great hitter.
I mean,
home run on the regionals too.
He did out in San Bernardino and just continued
yeah,
to just
Savannah Bananas are funny. Come on. It's fun. It's great. It's a different vibe. Baseball is supposed to be fun, and they personify that, so I really, really appreciate what they do. So, Savannah Bananas are fun. I'm all for them.
I see where you're going. Maybe, perhaps. So London, Paris, Hawaii.
Well, that's.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like all types of baseball and what it matters. And yeah, I mean, it gives players opportunities to still play, no matter what they are. So you can't discount that. And I just the vibes of them are fun, for sure. But let's see. Think that's about all. I've got. I hope we don't lose Ron Washington to a managerial job next year.
This one high in the air to left. Stowers makes the easy play, and Verdugo is retired.
See, Savannah Bananas have some value for other teams too. So there you go. But yeah, I'm really excited. The Braves have been playing great. Hopefully Dylan Lee kind of gets through this rough patch. And we're good. When am I gonna do a live next? I don't know, because every time I think of doing one, the cable goes out, the weather, or the Braves are playing super well. Yeah, we discussed Odorizzi earlier. I think he will, and tomorrow's a good opportunity for him. Depending on the weather and depending on what's going on, I will try to do a live at some point, and I will let you know when it happens on my Twitter. And then we'll see. But we've been playing so well, I didn't want to jinx it, so that's the main thing. But really, every time I thought to do one during a game, the weather, the cable, or some other factors. So we'll see.
You know how to spend a little less to get a little more to make life a little better.
Okay, so I will check the weather app and figure it out, and then I'll let you guys know. But as always, go Braves, champions forever. It's been an amazing chat. I think I covered it all, and if I missed anything, just keep it for next time, and we will see what happens. But thanks for joining, and have a good rest of your night, and let's stack some W's. Stack some W's this week. Let's do it.
With Nelson, a volunteer who puts care into everything he does. Hey, since you understand that. really protects my skin. It's comfortable and
Yep.
sometimes
Yep.
goes on dry, clean feel all day.
As a Main Street bank, PNC has helped over
Oh,
7 million kids develop
thank you,
learning.
Jameson. You've been one of the I think you've been in almost every one of my lives, so I really appreciate it. Live games, live whatever's. That's been amazing, so thanks. But have a good night, guys, and I will obviously tweet recaps and tweet any news and videos and all that jazz. So keep liking, keep commenting, keep subscribing. It helps out a lot.
So it looked like Orioles, but it said chaos on it. Dylan Tate said, I think the shirt speaks to that. Feels good to do more than what people thought we were going to do. He's